We're getting some breaking news coming into the situation right now from about Michael Jackson, the king of pop, who's 50 years old. Let's go to Deborah Farrick. She's working the story for us. What are we picking up, Deb?
Well, Wolf, here's what we can tell you. This is what's being reported.
My beloved sisters, brothers, my name is K.woods. I'm a born-again Christian Newton, flat back on Jesus Christ on 70 August 2021. So today, let's talk real quick about Michael Jackson. You know, like as you can see, my last video I just gonna talk about Michael Jackson. You know, this time we're gonna talk a little bit deeper about Michael Jackson. So let's start it. So let's talk now about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was born on August 29, 1958. You know, growing up, he had some issue with his dad. He and his brothers was joining together a band. It's called it first Jackson Brothers and later changed it into the Jackson 5. You know, during the 1960s, you know, they went through the whole nation. They went through tour, you know what I'm saying, performed at clubs, bars. And at 1969, like they got the first big break. You know, they be a TV appearance, you know what I'm saying. They had some connection with Diana Rose and some of like superstars. And then they went through the whole US and they got like the first like biggest song. Let me see, yes, like in January 1970, I Want You Back became the first Jackson 5 song to reach #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. So at the year 70s, they went everywhere in the US. They got big break, they went tour, you know what I'm saying, they went to big stages, you know, and then fame gave rise up. And as time goes on, you know, like 4 or 5 years later, they had some issues with the record label. Then they decided to left the Motown and they started to sign Epic Records. And at the time, his older brother Jermaine was decided to stay with Motown Records and got his solo career. So since then, you know, Michael Jackson was deciding himself, like, I want to do a solo career. So then he also split up with the Jackson 5, then he got his own career. And since then, at 1977, Michael Jackson was moved out to New York to pursue his own solo career. And since the year, it went so sinister than I thought. So like the year since, you know, he was signed to some record label, like record deal. And then at 1978, like Jackson broke his nose during the dance routine. You know, he was broke his nose. Then a year later, he was dropped his like major album hit, like Off the Wall. It became everywhere in the US. Everyone, like, he was a new emerging superstar, and he was turning himself as a teen idol into the, you know, into the like complex sound, you know, because he became now adult, so he need to be like an adult superstar. Then since then, like after like 2-3 years, 1978, like 2 years, like he get every award, you know, say he be nominated, he got so many awards. Then at 1981, then he dropped his second major hit album called The Thriller, and since then he became the one who is today. So as you're gonna see, I was talking real quick about Off the Wall and Thriller and his childhood. You know, during his childhood, I feel like his father been using his children for purpose, for money purpose, you know. And since Off the Wall came out, I believe he was joined the Now I don't believe he joined the Freemasonry. I got that vision, like the Freemason was using him because he was signed to record label, so he was an industry plant, you know, at the time. So the record label be using him, it was belief on him, throw all the money on him, and hope that they get a lot of money return, and they got. And since then, they gave him a little bit bigger deal, and they hope that they can also get the next one. So since Thriller came out, like he was at the time at the Off the Wall, he was like used by the record label. But since Thriller came out, I find way sinister. First, you can see on the Thriller video, like that shows literally like Mike Jackson was never sold his soul, but where to it's a lie, you know. Second, you can see literally on his video trailer, it shows zombies, beat it, it's all nightmare. It's everything with night to do, you know. And last and not at least, his came to change, you know what I'm saying? So I believe this era he did a pact with the devil. And it was took him like 3-4 years to record the trailer, you know what I'm saying? So I believe, and I came into conclusion was so to the devil a thriller. The reason why I came there is because, you know, I got that vision from God. God told me like literally like Michael Jackson like was never his side, you know what I'm saying? Was never from him. You know, Michael Jackson was did a pact with the devil to get fame, fortune, success from Thriller, and he get it. He get a great promise from the devil. The devil was instructing him do this, and he did everything for the devil. He did everything for the money, fame, success, and he did it, and he got a great promise from the devil, you know. But let me tell you some later on, it's kind of a huge regret, but I'm not finished yet. So yeah, yet the Thriller. Then during the time actually he get everything what this one, and I hit blasphemy on him. Like I get a vision, he mock God like you see, like devil be loving us. You know, devil gave us everything, but you God, you gave nothing to your servant. So how should we love you? You know, and as you can see, as we Christians, we should never love the materialist. We should love the afterlife, the eternal life. That's it. But Mike Jackson was not decided. He was decided to get now. And since Thriller came out, he was really happy. You know what I'm saying? He get everything what this one awards, like grades, awards all the time. It sold even really well, even to this date. Like I believe maybe no album was top, maybe only one I believe, but still it went phenomenal to this date. Still people know who Mike Jackson, still people know who Thriller is, but you know, he got so many awards, he went to a lot of TV appearance. He did in 1984 I believe he came back with his brother and performed some shows, you know. But let's start talk about bad era. So during the bad era, he gets so many speculation, so many controversial, you know, controversial, and so many like they be throwing dots in his name, but he don't care, you know why? Cause he get fame. But did he regret at this era? I don't believe so, cause he wanted another success, and the devil say if you wanted another success bigger than Thriller, I can give you that. But if you're gonna keep following my instructions, and he did. He's like his color was changed dramatically into white on the like mid 80s to late 80s. He's like his body was changed, you know. And then like he did so many sinister side where to the devil say do this and this, and he did, and I can see in that vision. And you know what late came on late when Bad dropped like released it his first song called Bad. It went super, you know. And then later Bad album came out, it went phenomenal, fantastic. Even first, second week, third week, fourth week, it went way better, it performed way well than Thriller. But after that it didn't went well. People say oh Thriller went his eyes, but no, Bad performed way well than Thriller. Thriller was like this, like this, like this, like this. But you know what? How Bad came? Like this, and then like this. But people be say that Bad is one of the most anticipated album of his career, and that's true. Like he got everything from the devil, because the devil gave him so much controversy. The devil said you should do this so that you get more fame, and he be doing everything for the devil, because you know people be stupid. People do everything for the fame, success. And I can see right now in this vision, like he be happy since then. Bad, like the Bad to lead, you can see 570,000 people. Just let's imagine the whole big city came just to Mike Jack's concert. Like, you know, it's another great promise. If the promise is like greater than 3 times than from Thriller. So Mike Jackson was get another great promise. Like his success was way more in the beginning. But as time goes on, it didn't went well because due to his color. But still, like Bad did well to Thriller in the beginning. But you know, I get that vision from God. Like God told me like he's still not regretting, but he's like okay, but he's still happy because he got everything from the devil, you know. Then as time goes on, as later goes on, you know, like Dangerous Era, this is the time where he's regretting stuff, you know. It's the time where he gets so many hate, so many accusations, but I'm gonna talk about that after that. So during the Dangerous Era, I can see on my visions what God gave to me, like he be regret. Then he started to literally say I should expose stuff, I should start to build organization to help people, to inspire people to not come to music, Like he was regret stuff because you see now it's too late. The devil got his bag, so the devil said I got you so you cannot get it. And Mike Jackson was so upset and was crying and was regretting stuff. You can literally see on the early 90s he was not happy no more, So let's see on the as I've written down, like during the time, March 1991 he renewed his contract with Sony for $65 million. He released his 8th album Dangerous, co-produced with Teddy Riley. It was certified 8 times platinum in the US. Black or White was his first highest charted single on his album #1 at the Billboard Top 100 for 7 weeks. Dangerous did well, but it didn't went well in the beginning. But it was mid, but still great. His name was still in the charts, but it was like mainstream set. He wasn't that high star. Thriller was high, and the Bad came high. But then since Dangerous came on, Dangerous was tanking, cause he been not doing stuff for the devil. And the devil was so angry. The devil said, "If you ain't gonna do that, I gonna make you finish." And Mike Jackson says, "No, you cannot say no." Still did it. So since Dangerous came out, Black or Right, remember the time went great, but his another things didn't went great. Then Bad, cause Bad he got #5, 5 #1 singles in Bad album. But here Dangerous was just got like 1, I believe. And then remember the time was picked at #3. It didn't went well, but it did great. Say his album did great. His name was still there, but not that music sales wise. It was tanking. People say it was tanking, but his name was still there. He was really that, like literally still people know who they are, but some of them they leave Mike Jackson because due to his skin color was changing. I believe, and I came to this conclusion, the devil was saying he should change his skin color. The reason why I say that is because the devil said, if you ain't gonna do that, I'm gonna finish you, because I have known your soul. And he was furious, so he was carried to the devil. So he did everything for the devil, how the devil get pleasure from him, Then as time goes on, at 1993 he was getting sexual accusation, with a little child. Do I think that he like it? Do I think it's true? Yes, it's true. But do I think that he like it? Nah, it's the devil. The devil says you should do that because the devil was so angry. The devil said, I need this one. If you ain't gonna do that, I'm gonna finish you. And Mike Jackson was furious because he's gonna disgrace himself, he's gonna disgrace family, but still, he was just did it. Then he got another power. Then he started to get way more power from the devil, but still, like the devil be hating on him because the devil see he don't like to serve him no more. He started to expose stuff. Because Mike Jackson started to expose stuff during the Dangerous. You can literally see on his music lyrics, he was starting to expose stuff. So he wants to form this word together. So let me tell you something. He denied the accusation. The reason why he denied, because he's furious. He feels shy when he gonna say it. Then everybody gonna mock him, say you Thriller boy, you do this, you do that. It's really shy. Like Jackson settled with the gender out of court for a resorted total sum of $23 million. The police never pressed criminal charges. Let me tell you something. Like, if you're gonna do that dirty stuff, still the superstar will never be charged. The reason we never did charge because the court's made from hell, and the devil owned them. The devil said, don't do this, let him continue to do that. So the police just mind them own business, say we're gonna listen the news for what you're gonna say. So I get that vision from God. Like God said, Dangerous era. This the time he was regretting. This the time he saw it's too late, and he wished that he could get his soul back. And he started to remember since he was young, and since he moved out to New York. Since he moved out to New York, it was regret. He said, I wish I would never do that. I wish I was never went to New York, but it's late. I got now what I got, but after death, where I will be, what I'm saying? So after that, history era. So during the history era, his album was tank, I promise you. Like the name he got, like they'd be throwing dirty name on him. History in 1995, in the mid-90s, his name went like everywhere. through the news, they can throw names back to back, or child accusation, or pedophile, or this, or this, or this, even to literally like his sister, or like, I don't know how you call it, but like sister was literally exposing that yes, he was one, he was did some dirty stuff with the child. But I just don't like to talk about it because it's not my side. I'm saying? God gave me the vision what I got, so I keep going. During that time, it was released. It was became like the most, the best-selling multi-disc album of all time. But it didn't went well sales wise. It went nowhere. Literally, his music was tanking really. Even though his song performance did well, cause the devil say, I'm tired of you. You know what I'm saying? Cause your time is near. I believe Mike Jackson was sold to the devil for half life and get everything what he want during his lifetime. Cause he be thinking after death he can still live, but he realized himself it's too late. All these Hollywood stars the same. Not only Michael Jackson, majority of them they think they're smarter than the devil. Where to the devil once he got these people so they say that's it, we win. Then he say to demons we win. They be clapping and they be doing this huge, they be dancing in hell, they be doing some party stuff, So Michael Jackson won some Grammy, you know what I'm saying? But still, I see that huge regret, like history. He started to shake, you know what I'm saying? Because he said, I think my time's near, my time's near. Like he was literally salty, so he said that I literally sold my soul. I wish I could not do it, you know what I'm saying? So history era, he was just exposed stuff, even though he was say God's words, but where to like God didn't hear him because God cannot identify him. The reason why I say that is because so once you sold to the devil, God don't know who you are. It's same like you are a US citizen, you go to the UK, you say to the UK, like I'm a UK citizen, and they say okay, give your information, you gave all the information they can write, and they say, oh, we don't know who you are. We don't know who you are, US citizen. We don't know who you are, so we cannot see you in the information our database where to you are US citizen. Same as God and the devil. Like once you sold to the devil cannot get nothing from you. The devil get everything from you. So the devil said, I don't care. Once you go to hell, you then go to hell. And once God can reveal, God say, I don't know who you are. You are an child of me. You are the child of the devil. So go to the devil and ask him for success. Where to the devil will punish you. Never sold you. So so we are near this. So late 90s to early 2000, like he was working on his 10th studio album Invisible. It was cost him $30 million to record it. Then in 2001 they celebrated him. His 30-year of solo career. Michael Jackson was just temporary happy, but in his soul it was regret. And he was even like released Invisible. Sony was French with him, you know what I'm saying? The Sony said we ain't get no money from you because bad you did well, truly you did phenomenal, dangerous you did mate, but history did none. So why should we even promote you? So we ain't gonna promote you at Invisible. We should rather promote these young acts, not you, because you already old, you can do none to us. So he was get Sony acquisition in the early 2000s with the record label, it was called one of the record label like a devilish, Then since then it came protest and he's back on the news. The reason why Mike Jackson's name was still there because he was signed a pact with the devil. And his name was still there, but his music sales wise was tanking. Invisible, I just don't want to talk about it because it went horrible. Invisible went horrible. It was reached number 1 in the US, but it did horrible. And some of the countries it's even reached on number 1, like 30 countries, I believe 13. Let me check real quick. Yes, I believe 13, but still it didn't last long. Then history was made, but still it didn't last long. Then then in 2005 was got again accusations. They want to put him on trial, and when he's convicted, he went 20 years in jail. And I know for a fact he is, but he's keep lying, because you know what the devil be doing now? The devil be throwing darts in him. The devil be calling demons. He should come to put darts in Jackson, because the Jackson be hating us. The Jackson don't want to serve us no more. And you know what the demons say? I can see on the vision. The demons say he don't worship our our Lucifer knows, so we should really be throwing darts on him. Then, since then, they're going to throw darts on him. He was nearly convicted, what I'm saying? But he's convicted even, but he was nearly went to jail, but, he was lucky through his life. But it didn't last long, The 4 years later, then he passed away. Then, that's it. So as you can see, I'm not finished right here about, Mike Jack's story. So, the devil be hating on you. The devil be hating on you. The devil like no one, what I'm saying? Even people they serve the Lucifer. The devil know they are brainwashed, because once they serve the Lucifer, after death, they may land to hell and they're gonna burn too. They ain't gonna be demons and they're gonna terminate, because the devil can't trust nobody. And the devil is so envied at how God can create a human being where he cannot do it. Even when he can do it, he can just do it to his servant, not to create a human being. God be doing that, not he can do it. That, so you should really be careful listening to music. Is it sin? Yes, it's a secular music. Don't listen to no Mike Jackson music. Don't listen to no rap music, no pop music. Just stay away from music. So that's the best choice. Even Christian music, it's a sin. But I can talk about that very soon. But from now on, it's about Mike Jackson. I just came from deep, from his childhood to his end, from his life. But it's not a documentary. But maybe in the near future, I'm going to do a documentary about him, where we're going to do step, but it's just for we're gonna talk about Mike Jackson. But I'm finished for that. So Mike Jackson was a soulless child. God told me like he was soulless. He was regret stuff in the early 90s, but in the 80s he was mocking. He was telling me like, ha, I'm a winner. Like God cannot give me this. But since in the early 90s, it's a huge regret. Dangerous. Where to he was land his mistake, but it's too late. Even though I can see that vision, he went to some of the pastors, and the pastor it's almost impossible, because now he has his soul. So the devil has no his soul, and I don't know. Like I can see great tone to it. Some of people say that he's on hell. Some of people say he's on heaven, but I personally, God gave me vision. He's not in heaven. It's nowhere in heaven, because once you sold your soul and once you dead, there you go burn. So I believe so in my vision, I see Mike Jackson now in torment. And Mike Jackson be even advise people don't listen to my music, because otherwise you be giving Mike Jackson more punishment in hell. So don't listen to no Mike Jackson music. Stay away from all this music, all this Christian music. Just bless God, read Bible daily, make sure you have Jesus Christ on your faith. I thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you have a wonderful day. Make sure God's always at you. Make sure that every single day that we pray to God, ask for God for more revelation, vision, so that God can give to you and you can also preach to. So my name is K.woods. I'm signing out.